Hendrick and Mathis against Kevin Milwood.
Kevin this season has a top 10 ERA at 2.92, less hits than innings pitched, very few walks, good strikeout to walk ratio. He's been asked to have a heavier load, and he's certainly done that. Frequently over 110 to 115 pitches, never less than 7 innings in any one of his 7 starts.
Carrying a heavier load with a lighter frame. He has lost the weight. He has lost several points off the ERA. 2.92 ERA for Milwood. And last time out, the tough luck 3-2 loss in Chicago. That was one of those 115 pitch kind of games you were talking about.
Yeah, he pitched a good game. The Rangers lost that game 3-2, but it was another strong start for Kevin.
Tim Cheetah is your home plate umpire and the crew chief. He says that's inside to Figgins.
Figgins in a little bit of a slump the last 6 or 7 games. A lot of fly balls to the outfield, which is not his game.
He's been walking a lot more than we're used to seeing him, and as a leadoff hitter with that kind of speed, the Angels love that. But yeah, the batting average only .244. Line shot foul right up over top of that Angel dugout. It's a fireworks night tonight, and the crowd still coming in on a beautiful night for baseball on Friday evening here in Arlington. 86 degrees at game time. The Angels started the year dismally. They were 6-11, and of course they were already torn up because of all kinds of injuries. And then the tragedy when Nick Adenhart passed away in that traffic accident, and boy, it was just a terrible first 2 or 3 weeks for the Angels. Another hard foul by Figgins. They all, I think, as a franchise, kind of took a deep breath. Obviously, more in the passing of Adenhart. They wear that number 34, Nick Adenhart's number, on their chest, right by the heart. And it took him a few more games, I think, to really kind of stagger away from that. But they've been playing great baseball lately. Figgins down on strikes.
That's the old dipsy doodle right there. Figgins saw a lot of cutters. He's smiling at that pitch. He saw all fastballs and cutters, and then saw that. There's no possible way you're going to hit that pitch after the first 7 or 8 pitches that he saw. That was a great curveball. Even the batter had to smile at that one.
Eric Ibar to the plate, and whereas Figgins has been slumping, this guy has caught fire. He's 11 of his last 25. Well, the Rangers yesterday winning by Ron Washington's favorite score of 3-2, and they needed 3 in the 9th to pull that off. Getting home runs from the lefties. Chop ball to Kinsler. Trailing 2-0 as they were. Ron Washington had Hank Blaylock leading things off in the bottom of the 9th, and that was lefty number 1 to go deep. Hank hit his 10th home run of the year. David Murphy had a great at bat and set it up for that guy, Chris Davis. And Davis said after the game he felt pretty lucky. He really thought that ball was a no doubt about it shot, and that's why he did the bat flip. And then he realized, wait a minute, that ball might not get out. That might be the most embarrassed I'll ever be on a baseball field, but it got out, and the Rangers won.
Yeah, he could have gotten out of the embarrassment if he could have snuck into second base, but if he ended up on first base, that would have been embarrassing.
It was a quality bat flip, almost a Brett Boone kind of bat flip, but and what an ending for the Rangers. They've made it a habit now of dogpiling at home plate. Now another ground ball. It's Abreu to Kinsler. Ron Washington's a happy man. All the pitchers are doing pretty much that lately. No score, bottom of the first coming up. first, and that's 16 straight first innings now where the opposition has failed to score. That's the best in baseball by a mile. The next best active streak is 7 such first innings. The Rangers batting order brought to you by Southwest. Kinsler, Young, Hamilton, Jones, and Blaylock. Bird, Davis, Salt, Lamakia, and Andrews. Who will be the hero in this one tonight? Seems to be a different guy every game for a Rangers team that is 6 games over 500. Taking on the lefty from Virginia Tech, Joe Saunders.
And Saunders has developed into one of the best pitchers in the American League. He's off to a terrific start this year. His ERA is 5th in the league at 2.66. He's coming off one of the really good games of the year. He beat Zach Greinke in a 9-inning complete game shutout, 1-0. Terrific game. Pitched extremely well in that game. Doesn't walk many batters. He was 17-7 last year for the Angels. And on a staff filled with excellent starting pitching. Saunders probably slips under the radar screen for a lot of fans around the American League. And when you get a chance to see him in person, you really appreciate what a good pitcher he is.
Guy with a great changeup. That ball bashed over to short. And Kinsler is out. Saunders having won his last 7 decisions on the road. And for his career, tough to explain it, Tag, but yeah, 20-6 on the road with an ERA of about 3.2. So a lot of pitchers come, especially to this ballpark, and get a little bit freaked out. Joe Saunders, that's not really the case. Ball 1 to Michael Young. Last time Saunders lost on the road, it was a complete game effort right here. Matt Harrison outdueled him. Michael Young to right center field. That ball taking off. That ball is off the glove of a lunging Torrey Hunter, who makes that play most times.
I don't know if I've ever seen Torrey Hunter not catch a ball that touches his glove. Now, I'm saying that was a play he should have made, but it's one I think normally we see him make. Michael's hit a lot of balls like this that have been run down by the center fielder. Fortunately, this one carried just far enough, and Hunter just couldn't quite get there. It went off the tip of his glove. There's nothing he could do to catch it. Just couldn't reach far enough.
8-time Gold Glover who has not made an error in close to 200 games in the outfield. That does go as a double for Michael Young. He's hit safely in 17 of 18 games now. High pop foul from Josh Hamilton. We'll drift back out of play. I don't know, Tag. You know, the Rangers in first place, and if you were to be told that they could get that done, then Josh Hamilton would be 10th on the team in batting average and tied for 7th in home runs. That just doesn't seem plausible.
Well, the reason they've done it is because they've had hitting that's been good enough, but they've done it with their pitching. They've done it with their starting pitching. And I guess if you were to say the Rangers would be in first place because of their starting pitching, that would be something that would be a little bit of a surprise, at least to observers of the team. Maybe not a surprise to the pitchers themselves, but based on the past, it would have to be a little bit of a surprise. But if you watch it every day, it's not a fluke. The guy's been pitching great.
Hamilton has become much more patient in a short sample. We've seen him walk 4 times his last 2 ball games. He had not drawn a single walk the 15 games before that. On the ground, hard and fair. Right down the line it goes. Michael Young comes around. Hamilton books towards second. And he's thinking 3. Josh Hamilton motors. Diving. Safe.
It remains a lot of fun to watch Josh Hamilton run the bases. A guy that big Getting around the bases on a triple as quickly as he does is a fun thing to watch. Pulls that ball by Morales at first base, just barely fair, but into the corner. And by the time Brady got it out of the corner, Hamilton's all the way to third base.
And you're right, Ted. Guys that big are not supposed to run that fast, but it's a triple for Josh Hamilton. Andrew Jones to the plate. Infield back for the Angels here in the first inning. I would think that's a real good test for that sore rib cage too, right?
Diving into third base on the dirt. We didn't see it, of course, but they say in his first rehab game he slipped in the outfield and fell hard on the same ribs that were hurt. Passed that test, so I guess he's pretty much out of the woods as far as the rib cage goes right now.
Old tapper foul from Andrew Jones. Nelly Cruz on the bench for this one. Jones in right field instead. Could take a look at that last ball into the corner.
That's some quick thinking by that bird right there. That jumped over the ball. I guess if you're a bird flying around the ballpark, you don't expect to get hit by the ball.
Not down that low.
Probably don't even know what the ball is.
Andrew Jones hammers away. That ball taking off in a left. Should be plenty deep to cash in. Here comes Josh Hamilton. It is 2-0 Rangers.
Well, that takes a little bit of the sting out of just missing a home run by at least saving an at bat and getting an RBI by picking up the man at third base. Andrew has a good swing at this ball. He just got underneath it a little bit.
So there it is, 2-0, and now Blaylock. And Hank trying to follow up from where he left off yesterday. This one, however, is going to settle into the glove of Abreu to end a 2-run first inning. Rangers on top early. It's the Rangers leading game 1 of 3 by 2 at the end of 1 inning. We go to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Josh. In Community Corner, we have Tiffany Ryan. She is part of a great group, NCAA All-Stars. That is part of getting the fitness, getting the youth going for fitness as far as getting them to stand up and get them active. Get these guys running and get them active. Right, Tiffany?
Right, that's right. At the Medical Center of Arlington, we're so happy to have the opportunity to partner with the Texas Rangers Foundation to get kids up and moving and teach them how to exercise and eat healthy.
And Chris Davis, Rangers first baseman, a big part of this as well.
He is. He came out to the hospital on Wednesday and showed the kids how to exercise and how important it was for him to become a professional athlete.
All right, real quick, for people who want to get involved, what do they need to do?
they need to check the Texas Rangers website, texasrangers.com/fitness. That's right.
All right. Okay, guys, take a break. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you. How you doing, Karen? No, you're not running over there. Okay, there you go. You're looking good. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it, Josh.
Thank you, Jim. And Torrey Hunter, who grew up in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, has been living here in the Metroplex for a while. Leading things off in the top of the second for the Angels. Boy, Kevin Milwood, the off-speed stuff is really the most dazzling element so far.
He's used it very well so far because he's established the fastball, and then when they haven't seen the curveball, he's thrown it with 2 strikes, and that's an identical pitch to the one Figgins swung and missed at. And when you see it for the first time, after your eyes have been used to the cutter and the fastball at 89 miles an hour, that slow curveball breaking that sharply is a very tough test.
Here is Kendry Morales. The switch-hitting Cuban first baseman takes a strike. Of course, the Angels had a switch-hitting first baseman last year, Mark Teixeira. Well, they couldn't re-sign Teixeira. They pretty much promoted Kendry Morales. Next man up. On the ground, Davis tips it, and it's beyond Kinsler for a base hit, the first base runner for the Angels tonight. Mike Napoli will come up next. For the Ranger defense, top to bottom, especially here in this month of May, only the Angels in all of Major League Baseball have had a better fielding percentage over these last couple of weeks. The Rangers have made only 4 errors this entire month of May. And as we keep talking about the whole pitching and defense thing, they do tend to go hand in hand. Tough to have one without the other.
Napoli is a much improved hitter. If you go back 3 years ago, he hit .228. 2 years ago, he hit .247. He went up about 20 points. Last year, he hit .273, went up about 25 points. Now he's up about 30 points, hitting right around 300. He's always been a guy with power, and he walks a little bit too. So he's got a good eye, he's got some power. And if he's improving to the point where he's going to be somewhere around a 300 hitter, he'll be a force in the American League as one of the better catchers in the league.
That one season you were mentioning, he ended the year 9 for 99 to bottom out.
That'll hurt your average.
That will take you down a notch. But now, I mean, now he's DHing is how well it's going for him.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of managers that use both their catchers in the game at the same time. But Napoli's been hitting well. Mathis has been hitting well and catching real well. And Mike Social likes the lineup with these 2 guys in it.
Napoli wore out the Rangers last year, 13 out of 29, 3 home runs.
I think it says something about the way Mike Scioscia views Napoli, that he would use him as the DH when he's got other guys on the bench like Gary Matthews, Reggie Willits, Rob Quinlan.
Yeah, they're paying Gary Matthews a lot of money to sit on the bench right now.
Yeah, behind the backup catcher. I don't know which guy's the backup catcher because they're both in the game.
Napoli waves, doesn't get it. Kevin Milwood having a good time up there right now, 3-2. They do have Bobby Wilson on the team too if they do have a need to cycle through another catcher. But Napoli and Mathis both been doing a nice job for the Halos so far. Runner goes, and a foul.
And Napoli's walked 15 times, so his on-base percentage is over 400. You see why Mike Scioscia wants him in the lineup. Likes the power threat. Likes the on-base percentage.
Rangers have to like that Vlad Guerrero is not at Mr. Scioscia's disposal. Although he did take batting practice today, maybe within about a week of coming back. I think it's really impressive what the Angels have done. I mean, we've already talked about the death of Nick Adenhart. And what just an incredible blow that was. But I mean, also just all the other injuries they've had to navigate too. That's ball 4 to Napoli. Another walk. Four of the Angels' 5 starters in their rotation tag spent some of April, if not all of April, on the DL. And again, their other starter died tragically in that traffic accident. Nick Adenhart. Boy, what an incredible waste that whole thing was. I mean, here's a guy that has all the promise in the world, debuts with 6 sparkling innings, and goes out to have just a regular old celebration with buddies after, and never came back. Just an awful thing.
Well, the 2 pitchers who have been in the rotation all year have certainly picked up the slack. Weaver and Saunders have each made 7 starts. They're each in the top 5 in ERA. So they've anchored the staff. But it's quite a staff when Lackey, Escobar, and Santana are healthy to go along with those 2 guys. But if all 5 of those guys are in rotation, then Palmer's not in the rotation. He's 4-0 with a 3.38 ERA himself.
Well, Matt Palmer and Shane Lukes were the other 2 guys that had to kind of pitch in during this tough time. And those 2 guys combined had a 1-6 record in the big leagues in their entire careers, an ERA of about 7. This year they're 6-0 with an ERA of 3. That ball smashed into center by Rivera. Base hit. Up with the ball is Hamilton. He'll fire in. Boy, there's some more great Ranger D. Bases loaded. Howie Kendrick coming up.
No, Morales is not the fastest runner in the league, and the Angels have some respect for Josh Hamilton's arm in center field. And what that does is it gives Kevin a chance to get out of the inning still with no damage being done if he can get Kendrick to bounce into a double play.
Kendrick hits the ball hard. That we know. The stats mavens tell us from last year, Tag, this guy came to the plate 361 times last year. He had a pop-up into the infield once in 361 times up. That's wow. Pretty incredible. A lot of line drives from this guy. And a good challenge for Milwood with the bases loaded.
Kendrick's off to a slow start this year. He's only hitting .235. Not a guy that walks very much, at least not this year. On base percentage is only .285. Far cry from where you expect it to be.
Bouncing ball. Andrews has got it. 6, 4, 3. Double play. Every challenge keeps getting met by these Texas Rangers so far. And the pitching and defense storyline continues. For tonight's Dodge Grab Life feature, we will hear from David Murphy later on. Kind of lost in the shuffle of that excitement of last night or yesterday afternoon. Murphy had a key at bat to set up the big-time walk-off drama. Marlon Byrd takes a swipe at the first one he sees. Kendrick is back. Abreu is on. Marlon Byrd is out. And here is Mr. Walk-Off. The Rangers with consecutive last at bat wins with the team trailing going into the last half inning. That had only happened once before in the history of the franchise. Got to go back to 1978 to find the only other time that in back-to-back games the Rangers pulled that off. And as Rick Renner reported in the pregame show, Chris Davis, that cap that he wears out there now still smells like Mick Ultra from that beer shower that his teammates gave him back in the clubhouse. Always fun to be part of the dog pile, I would think. But to actually engineer all that's got to be the best. And
some of the pictures that have come out of that in the newspaper and on websites have just been incredible.
You saw the Geico quote. And Chris Davis now sent packing. That's the one thing he avoided yesterday was a strikeout. That was the first time in 22 games for Chris that he had not struck out. He had struck out in 21 games in a row to very quietly tie a franchise record. Pete Incaviglia and Jeff Kunkel had done that before. But you talk about a great all-around day for Chris Davis. Making contact even against Felix Hernandez all afternoon. Then the walk-off homer. And still playing great D, too. Wave and a miss by Saltalamacchia. On the ground, third base, and the backhand pickup by Figgins. Rangers down in order. We will play the third at the ballpark tonight. Rangers 2 and the Angels nothing. Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by your Texas Dodge dealers. Grab life. Visit your Texas Dodge dealer today. By Geico, where 15 minutes can save you 15% on car insurance. And by AT&T. Switch to the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. And a nice crowd on a Friday night watching the first place Texas Rangers take on the second place Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Still the worst name for a sports franchise I know.
A little cluttered.
It's a little much. They were the Los Angeles Angels when they debuted way back in the early 60s. Then became the California Angels. Then the Anaheim Angels. Now this concoction.
Now, supposedly it helps them market the team.
Right, because you can tell a national advertiser you get all of L.A. when you buy with us.
Well, they've got a good thing going. It's a really good franchise, beautiful ballpark, solid fan base, good team, good manager. They've got a good thing going out there. Really do. And that's pretty good.
Wow, that is the finishing piece here for Kevin Milwood in this game so far.
It has been for his 3 strikeouts. It's almost been the same pitch every time. That might have been slightly higher than the other ones, but the point is, after you've had the fastball established and you only see the curveball once and you have 2 strikes, the combination has not worked well for Figgins, Hunter, and Mathis now.
The law firm of Figgins, Hunter, and Mathis
are 0 for 3.
The Angels are a season high 3 games over 500. They had a little walk-off drama themselves yesterday. The guy that just struck out, Jeff Mathis, was their walk-off hero yesterday. Figgins will curl one into left, and he is always a threat to run. That'll lead to a little interesting maneuvering here, Tag, because Milwood has always been fairly easy to run against. Figgins every year leads the Angels in steals, sometimes is top 2 in the league in steals. But with the development of Jared Saltalamacchia, that is the wrench in those proceedings. Do they want to test out Salty here?
Well, if Kevin gives Salty a chance, he can throw Figgins out. He's thrown out a lot of good base stealers so far this year. Figgins is 13 out of 15. Bobby Abreu's 13 out of 13. He hasn't been thrown out yet. We've got some pretty good base stealers.
They're second in the American League in steals. That's a great hit and run guy here, Eric Ibar, because he puts it in play. Taking the first one, it's a strike. Well, you got the Angels, who have won 9 of 11. The Rangers have won 10 out of 12. 2 hottest teams in the American League, and they meet right here in Arlington this weekend. Take 2. And strike 2 to Ibar. Here's your movie, Tag. Taken.
Was it up there? I wasn't watching.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I hope people take my recommendation. Watch out, he's going. Nope. Over there.
Going back to first.
I hope people will take my recommendation. If you like a thriller, and I've never liked Liam Neeson better in a picture than this one.
Are you Ebert or Roper?
I don't pretend to be a critic. I like movies other people don't like, and I hate movies people do like.
Well, once again, the name of the movie is Taken for a called third strike.
And now to Figgins, Hunter, and Mathis, we can add Ibar, but not the curveball. That was a cutter right on the inside corner. Good pitch from Kevin.
And it brings up the fascinating Bobby Abreu. And you and I have talked a lot off the air about Abreu, Tom. This is a guy that remained unsigned this past winter for forever. And
I don't get it.
It boggled the mind.
I just don't get it. I mean, I know the economy was down. Teams were not quite as aggressive in free agency. But you talk about a guy that, you're right, brings a lot to the table. And to get him in today's game for 1 year, 1 year fine. Maybe he's a little bit older. You don't want to give him a multi-year contract, but only $5 million. I think the Angels got the bargain of the offseason right here.
Well, considering Milton Bradley's what, $10 million in for 3 years of that, right?
For 3 guaranteed years, yeah.
There goes Figgins. You knew it was coming. Saltalamacchia fires. Tag. Safe.
That's just an example of what we've already said. If Kevin gives Saltalamacchia a chance, he'll throw him out. Because Saltalamacchia got rid of it quickly and made as good a throw as he's made all year. It's just Figgins had a huge jump on Kevin. Salty can't do anything better than that. Considering the pitch was down, he did his job. He just didn't have a chance.
And it gives Abreu the RBI opportunity now. Well, and with Abreu, maybe the only surprising stat right now is that big bold 0 for home runs. Before Josh Hamilton was wearing out All-Star Game home run derbies. Remember Abreu in Detroit? He had that round of a couple dozen going on. This year he does not have a home run. It's the longest drought of his big league career. Michael Young looking. He's got it. He still doesn't have a home run. Abreu fouls out. And Milwood's got a 2-0 lead to the bottom of the third. Rangers and Angels play at 3:10 in the afternoon, and the concert follows immediately after. Admission to the concert free with your Rangers game ticket. Sponsored by 99.5 The Wolf. You can call for your tickets at 972 Rangers. '20-year-old Elvis Andrus continues to dazzle the Metroplex. Leading All-American League rookies in hits and runs and even total bases right now. Although we have to say that Chris Davis was not a big-time fan just for about 5 seconds yesterday. That's because in the dog pile, completely by accident, Elvis punched Chris in the mouth.
Well, maybe Chris stepped on Elvis's foot, so they're even.
Chris reconciled that by saying, I know I'm not supposed to be using dip, and he hit me in the mouth, didn't mean to, but the dip went flying out of my mouth, and maybe he was just trying
I thought you were going to say he swallowed it.
No, it came right out. So he actually thanked Elvis today. He said, if you're trying to get me to quit, good job, because you forced it right out of my cheek.
I'm still amazed that more people don't get hurt during those scrums at home plate. That was a good at bat right there.
Sure is. Elvis draws a walk.
Rudolph hit it with speed on base.
Mike Scioscia is now the Dean of American League Managers, with Joe Torre in the other side of LA with the Dodgers. And what Scioscia's got, you kind of alluded to this, Tag, he leads the majors in job security. He signed an extension through the year 2018 with an opt-out clause in 2015. But unless something goes horribly, horribly wrong, he's getting paid for another 10 years.
Well, I think if you're going to make that type of commitment to a manager, Mike Scioscia is one of the guys you consider.
Kinsler nails it left field. There it goes. Home run.
Josh, about 4 or 5 days ago, you wondered who the first Ranger to 10 was going to be. And now in a short period of time, there's 3 of them there.
It's incredible, but in a span of a dozen at-bats, 3 Rangers have hit home run number 10. Blaylock and Davis to help win the game yesterday. And now Ian Kinsler to make it 4-0 tonight.
That's either a pitch that Saunders didn't throw in his 1-0 shutout over Zach Greinke, or he threw it to guys that couldn't take advantage of it. But that cutter right down the middle was one Ian did take advantage of.
The early returns are outstanding. Here come the Angels. For years, the Rangers' electric fence. Every time they get close to first place, the Rangers would get zapped right back into second or third by the Halos. Now the Angels march on in here, having won 9 of 11. They had their own walk-off drama yesterday. Well, the Rangers have raced out to a 4-0 lead. Michael Young now 2 for 2.
Well, I love the way the inning started with Elvis taking a patient walk. As a young player, he didn't walk a lot in the minor leagues, and you don't know how that's going to develop over a player's career. But if he becomes that kind of a player who can give you a patient at bat, see pitches, take walks, increase his on base percentage, with all the other qualities that he's got a player that's got a chance to be really good.
Hamilton, who tripled in the first, pops out here in the third. That's the first out. This is just the first of 19 games between the Rangers and the Angels here in 2009. And the way this appears like it might shake down, I mean, there's going to be some big games between these two teams. The Angels, as we've been alluding to, will only get healthier as the season goes along. Vlad Guerrero is about a week away. John Lackey comes off the DL tomorrow. Andrew Jones hammers away. That ball's going to fly. Bye-bye one more time.
Saunders is 5th in the league in ERA. He's 5-1 coming into the game. He's being treated pretty roughly by the Ranger offense right now. This was a moonshot too, right down the middle of the plate. The 2 pitches he's thrown to Ian and this one to Andrew, that's probably where you expect to see him hit with those 2 guys.
Now you can't go Paul Lynn to center square to Andrew Jones. Andrew now has more home runs as a Ranger than he had all last year as a Dodger. And it's only May 15th.
If you go back to the Ranger teams that won division titles back in the late 90s, Doug Melvin did a great job of adding to the nucleus of the team with veteran players who some of them played regularly, like Mark McLemore played regularly, Tom Goodwin, but some of them didn't. And I don't know that since that time we've had 2 better additions, 2 veteran additions than Andrew Jones and Omar Vizquel. These guys have just been terrific.
Well, Vizquel is hitting .395. Andrew Jones with 3 RBIs in this game already.
And in just a short period of time, how they've blended into the fabric of the team and become in their own ways leaders on the team. They're popular teammates. They're well liked. It's just been 2 really good signs by the Rangers.
Well, front offices can have career years too, I would think. You know, I mean, every player has a year they can point to as, you know, one of the best, and sometimes they have years that, boy, that didn't go well. The early returns in 09. Ooh, Blaylock takes what he thought was a ball. That's a strike, according to Tim Cheetah. Blaylock says that's down. Cheetah simply goes and gets the whisk broom.
When we're broadcasting games and commenting on the team, you can only do it based on what's happened so far this year. And we certainly recognize that there's a long way to go in the season, and you can't get too carried away with 20% of the season. But at the same time, you like the trends. You like the pitching transformation that's going on, led by Nolan and Mike Maddox. The guys up their tempo. They're in better shape. They're working deeper into the games. You like the moves that the team made in the offseason. Everybody said, man, why didn't you sign free agents? They didn't need to. They had the nucleus of a pretty good team. But when you look at the Omar Vizquel, Andrew Jones additions to the team, have been really positive. I think even fans who went to spring training said, you know, we can't explain it, but we noticed something good about the team. And that was before the game started. You just kind of sense that it's a good group of guys that pull together and have great camaraderie. And if that kind of thing is important to a good team, the Rangers have a head start, because they've definitely got that going for them right now.
And that shot you just saw, those guys just kind of hanging out talking. I mean, if you were to stroll into the Rangers clubhouse, pretty much any time between, say, 3:30 and 6:30 before a 7 o'clock game, that's exactly what's going on. Those guys just all sit around, just chatting, just talking baseball. Off the glove of Figgins, he'll recover and sling it across. Safe is Marlon Byrd.
Well, you just don't have a chance to bobble it when Marlon's running. Number one, he's got solid speed, but number two, he goes hard from the second he makes contact every time all the way to first base. And if you do that, he'll be safe.
It's a fine recovery by Figgins, and a great throw.
It is a great throw from that angle.
No ruling yet, hit or error, still deliberating. Here's Davis.
The Angels played 13 innings yesterday, and so they used their bullpen. They're also maybe the only team in the league that goes with 5 extra men. But right now they still have 7 in the bullpen. Until Lackey comes back tomorrow, they'll probably have to get rid of one. Mike Scioscia has that luxury of having one less guy in the bullpen because of the strength 1 through 5 of his starting rotation.
They still have not ruled on that ball that Sean Figgins bobbled over there at third.
I'd lean toward base hit. It's a hard hit ball off Figgins' glove. He tried to backhand it. I think it was more than anything more than a routine play. Yeah, I like to see the home guys get the base hits.
This is
I'm
definitely
a little prejudiced in that regard.
Definitely the longest deliberation of the year.
Probably getting some input from a lot of people who probably disagree.
Think they're throwing haymakers next door?
No, I don't think so. John Blake probably right in the middle of it. Ripped his tie off.
With a shift on for Davis, that is Figgins.
How about
like a
5'6"?
A 5'6" fielder's choice. The home runs will take you to break. Kinsler and Andrew Jones. It's 6-0 Rangers. So far, 6-0 tonight. Time for the Aflac trivia question. Who threw the last complete game shutout in this Angels-Rangers series? Answer coming up in the bottom of the fourth. And Nolan Ryan has seen some complete games already this year. Matt Harrison got one yesterday. Second consecutive complete game for young Matt Harrison. It looked like it might be one of those complete game losses.
It did. The way Felix was pitching. Of course, he wasn't in the game then.
Nope.
Which helped.
The Rangers had to score 3 to make a winner of Matt Harrison in the bottom of the ninth. And Matt Harrison becomes the first lefty to win 13 of his first 22 big league games since 1911.
That's remarkable.
I'm sure we all remember Veen Gregg of the old Veen of the Cleveland Naps in 1911. That's how far back you got to go to find another guy who's done what Matt Harrison has done now, win 11 of his first 23 appearances. Strike 3 taken by Torrey Hunter for the second time. So he's 0 for 2. Milwood adding to his strikeout total. He's got 5 for the evening as we go to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Josh. Hey, we have the Plano West Senior Prom out here tonight. Actually, it's the pregame before the big event. Whitney, what's this all about?
The girls are taking the guys out for taking us to prom.
Oh, very nice. And prom is tomorrow night where?
South Fork Ranch.
All right, good enough. Guys, having a good time? Huh? Yeah. What about tomorrow night, huh? Yeah. All right, watch it. I'm watching everyone. You careful there. Careful there. Good to have you out here. Appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow night. Not you guys, okay? All right, I'm watching you, good guy.
All right, thank you, Jim, and welcome everybody. Remember prom tag?
I do remember prom.
Yeah,
I sure do.
I figured you did. Elvis Andrews backpedaling. He's got it.
I remember it was a lot less expensive back in 1966 than it was for any of my kids, especially my daughter. I don't remember getting in a limousine either for prom back then. Do you?
Well, I remember my buddy Rob and I scrimped and saved to get what we thought was a limo. This is a horrible story, but we got what ended up being some guy and his wife in a Crown Vic. And they sold it as a limo. We just thought it was a limo. They showed up in a Crown Victoria, the 2 of them in the front seat, the 4 of us smushed in the back seat, and the 2 of them were the driver and the wife. They were smoking the whole time. So not as memorable.
We had a Ford Fairlane station wagon.
Nice.
That was probably 5 or 6 years old. Right. That's what I drove to prom.
Yeah, but we were trying. I mean, we thought we were getting like the whole stretch thing going.
We didn't know any different.
No, we saved for weeks.
I bet in my whole high school, and there was 3,000 kids in my high school, there weren't 20 kids that drove a car to school.
Horse and buggy?
No, they either walked or they got a ride from their parents, or maybe they took a bus, but nobody had a car.
These kids today. Man,
the parking lot at Martin High School, there's not a parking lot in Pittsfield as big as the parking lot at Martin High School. You go to Wacona Park for a AA ball game and not have as many parking spaces as you do for a high school here.
Milwood deals the 3-1 to Napoli. That ball takes off in the air, right center field. Josh Hamilton gives it a look. It's high up there on the wall. Hamilton will fire in. Napoli's got to hurry. Wow. Oh, very close. It's safe, but
you get thrown out on that ball, boy. That ball missed a home run by about 6 inches. That was a shot. What a play.
And look at the celebratory slap that Jones goes and gives Hamilton just for the effort.
Well, you don't make it out. But how many times do you see a ball off the wall and that kind of a throw? That ball's right on the bag. It's like a catcher's throw to second on a steal attempt from the 400-foot sign in right field. I mean, Napoli's safe by a mile. It wasn't a terribly close play, but I guess there's a few players who would have been thrown out on that. And if you're loafing, you would have been thrown out on that. Good thing is Kevin get out of the inning with nothing after Napoli just missed a home run.
Would you see that tag? Saltalamacchia shifted at the very last half a second there to that outside part of the plate. Didn't give it away at all. and then Milwood hit the glove perfectly. Just expertly choreographed right there.
You can see Salty looking up.
I'll take you back to that.
It's worth watching again. Off the wall from the warning track. Wow, it's a little closer than it looked like when you see it like that. Great play. Catchers sometimes will look up at the hitter's eyes to make sure they're not looking back to try to gain some advantage. And it's not necessarily to see the sign and what the pitch is going to be. That's almost impossible for the hitter to do. But what they like to do is what you referred to, Josh, is see the location of the pitch. And that's why the catcher doesn't shift to that location until late. If he shifts early, the hitter can sense it, and you get a little bit better idea. It doesn't guarantee you what the pitch is going to be, but if the sign is in, chances are it's a fastball and not a breaking ball, so you do get a little bit of an advantage. And if the runner at second base is relaying the location of the pitch, it makes it much more difficult if you shift later on after you give the sign. He waits, and then he gets ready.
Milwood hits the glove again.
That's one of the reasons Kevin is off to such a good start this year, is his ability to locate his fastball. Didn't really do that consistently last year, but this year he's been able to locate it in and out to each hitter, lefty or righty.
Ooh, just a little bit of contact.
Josh, Penny Wilson is a friend of several of the crew members on our staff. She started chemo yesterday. She loves the Rangers. She's a huge fan of the Rangers. She went home from her first treatment to sleep yesterday and ended up watching the game and got a huge lift from it.
That's great.
She got a great support system in her family and friends. And Penny, if you're able to listen tonight, I know for sure that you got a lot of friends here within the crew of our television group, all wishing you the best.
2-2 pitch. Tapper past the mound, and Kinser's got it. Milwood's got his shutout intact. It is all Rangers tonight against the Angels. Arlington tonight. Rangers and Angels going at it. The last complete game shutout in this series. Tomorrow's starter for the Halos, John Lackey, comes off the DL, the Abilene native. Boy, the intensity is ratcheted up, not just in the ball game. The dot race is feeling it too. We'll show you in just a minute. We had quite a finish between red and blue.
There's no way this was planned. right there. Watch this. Whap! There's no possible way that guy playing that header.
Well, Nolan Ryan sent the edict down. Everybody needs to give just a little bit more. And Red,
face first,
has bought into the program.
Watch this one.
Wow.
I'm laughing, but that poor kid might have a headache. I don't know what he's got on inside that thing.
That is one woozy dot.
Boy, he earned his money tonight.
You're my boy, Blue. Feel bad for Blue Dot. They gave it a great ride. Saltalamacchia trying to hold up, couldn't do it. Joe Saunders with the strikeout pitch. Salty, the only Ranger not to bat last inning. The Rangers scored 4 times. They lead the game 6-0. Figgins in even with the bag at third. And because of that, can't get to a ground ball hit in the hole. It is Andrews on for a second time in the last 2 innings.
And Figgins is way off the line, too. But you're right. When you're in front of the bag like that, you don't have quite as much time to react to it.
Kinsler walloped that 2-run homer last inning. I can't fathom who's going to end up starting the All-Star game at second base in the American League right now. There are probably 6, maybe 7 really good candidates. Obviously, Ian, in this booth, we're a little biased. We see him every day, but Aaron Hill has hit his 10th home run of the year tonight for Toronto. Kinsler now at 10.
It's a strong position. You know, the one thing that, well, the only thing that determines who starts the All-Star game is the fans' vote. So, you know, it could be Cano because a lot of New York fans vote. Could be Pedroia because of the Red Sox. But neither one of them might be the second baseman having the best year at the time. It's going to be hard to make the All-Star team as a second baseman this year. There are going to be some guys having really good years that don't make the All-Star team at that position.
You can vote, by the way.
Roberts.
Sure. TexasRangers.com is where you can go to vote for your favorite Ranger.
Well, the other guy that's having a good year no one knows about is how about Callaspo for
Kansas City.
City's having a good year.
He's second in the league in doubles, and he's probably, you're right, probably about the 8th best second baseman right now. Astrobal
Cabrera for Cleveland's having a pretty good year. There's not many teams don't have a good second baseman.
That home run by Hill that we mentioned, part of a Toronto 8-3 lead over Chicago right now. That game's in the 7th. Twins lead the Yankees 3-1. Justin Morneau has gone deep twice. That game's after 6. Well, the Twins could be dangerous now that Joe Mauer is not only healthy again, but hitting for power right away.
And Minnesota's right back in there. They're tied for first place in the Central. Detroit, Kansas City, Minnesota, all one game over 500. Detroit lost a tough game yesterday. They had 5-0 with Verlander on the mound pitching a shutout with 13 strikeouts in the 6th inning and gave up 6 runs in the 7th inning and lost 6-5.
You know what's amazing, Tag? There have been 9 games already this year where somebody has struck out at least 12 batters. And only one of those guys has actually won the game.
Wow.
1 out of 9 pitchers to have done that. It was Tim Lincecum.
Boy.
It's a tough room. Strike out 12, you figure you're going to win. That's too high. Kinsler's on. Mike Scioscia saw Joe Saunders last time out outduel the great Zach Greinke. 1-0. Mike Scioscia also knows that his bullpen is depleted tonight. Jose Arredondo threw 36 pitches in that extra inning game yesterday. This is not a good night to have a short night from your starter through the Angels.
Yeah, and Saunders is a good pitcher who beats good teams, but the Rangers aren't Kansas City either.
The team that is Kansas City currently delayed because of rain. The Royals and the Orioles tonight. Red Sox are at the Mariners. John Lester goes home to the Pacific Northwest to pitch against Seattle. Boy, the Mariners got to be thrilled to have gotten out of Arlington, huh?
Yeah, that was not a good way to leave those last 2 games.
Worm burner from Michael Young, mishandled by Morales. The bases are loaded.
That ball had so much spin on it, I think it spun right off his glove. Spun right off his glove.
And so it goes for the Angels tonight. I think you're exactly right, Tag. This thing just had so much English on it that
he hit it right off the end of the bat. Let's see what it does. It kind of hit off the side of his glove. Couldn't tell whether that was the spin or just a bad play. In any event, it's a bad play. It's an error.
And it is the second error. We should mention that ball that Marlon Byrd hit in the 3rd inning has been ruled an error. Now, with the bases loaded, Josh Hamilton. And Mike Butcher on his way out. The pitching coach will talk to Saunders as the Angels get the bullpen ready. Rangers will be wearing the red again tomorrow when the Angels are here, and the first 20,000 fans get a Josh Hamilton bobblehead, courtesy of Medical Center of Arlington. 972 Rangers. Remember to call for your tickets or go to TexasRangers.com. There we go, the Josh Hamilton bobblehead.
Quite a good likeness of Josh, too, as bobbleheads go.
Yeah, this is pretty well done.
Very nice.
Tattoos and everything.
Like it.
All right, the actual Josh now, with the bases loaded and just 1 out. Justin Spire has gotten up in the bullpen. Scrapes the outside corner, strike 1. Same part of the plate.
Talk about 2 perfect pitches. They're right on top of each. You can't see number 1 because number 2 is right on top of it. 2 sliders, maybe a half an inch off the outside corner.
Bounce that one up there. Well, the Rangers scored twice in the first. They got a double and a triple and a sac fly. Then they hit a couple of 2-run homers in the 3rd. Leading 6-0, bases loaded, 1 out against the Angels here in the 4th. On the corner, put it there again.
Well, you're going to get a lot of people out if you get the call on those 3 pitches. That's not a strike. First 2 technically weren't strikes, but first 2 were giving the umpire an inch or so for a margin of error were strikes. Number 4, though, is a little bit further outside than that. I think far enough outside to be called a ball.
How about a 7 RBI night for Andrew Jones? If he hits one outright here, he'll have it by the 4th inning.
Well, Saunders is going to work carefully to him. The first time up, his sacrifice fly was one he just barely got under, and it went to the warning track. Next time up, he got underneath it, but it still went 410 feet to dead center field.
Ahead 0-2, but we take you back when The middle of the plate was found, and Jones hit it out to center.
Well, that was a fastball, and he hasn't seen a fastball in this at bat. Curveball and a changeup.
Knocked down by Mathis. You got Blaylock on deck. You got a Rangers team trying to get to 21-14. After what was, remember, a sluggish start, the Rangers were 4-7.
Andrews probably has been, anyway, for the first part of the season, the toughest Ranger to get to swing at a bad pitch. Doesn't mean he never does it, but he's been very good at laying off borderline pitches.
Lays off a borderline pitch, and now the count is full. It goes from 0-2 to 3-2. Runners will all get going. Ground ball to short. Rangers leave them loaded. But at the end of 4, they are up by 6. Check out the all-new F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. By Aflac, we've got you under our wing. And by Corona, official sponsor of the Timeout. Kevin Milwood about to face Howie Kendrick. He's got a 6-0 lead over the Angels tonight. Rangers trying to knock the Angels back to 2.5 out in the AL West.
The biggest pitch Kevin's made so far in 4 innings, when it was 2-0, was the sinker that he threw Kendrick with the bases loaded and 1 out, and got him to bounce to shortstop into a double play.
Yeah, I mean, right now at the score 6-0, it loses some of its importance, I guess. But you're right. I mean, at the time, 2-0, trying to set a tone for this weekend series, even the season series. The Angels have that threat, bases loaded, 1 out, line drive hitter up there, and instead a feeble ground ball to short.
And I think Kevin took advantage of the fact that Kendrick is a pretty free swinger, and he threw him the sinker out of the strike zone, and he put it in play.
Not free enough to be swinging at that one. 2-2. Swinging here, and that is a line drive, belted into left center. Fifth Angels hit tonight, but again, no runs on the board yet. We check our Ford leaderboard, and this might be one of the more enjoyable checks of the Ford leaderboard if you're a Texas Ranger fan, to see the Texas Rangers leading Major League Baseball in earned run average over a stretch of a couple of weeks. That feels real good.
It's not a coincidence that the Rangers are 10-3 over that period of time. I think if you talk to Rudy Jaramillo,
Mathis with a bunt jab foul.
He would say that he's satisfied with his hitters, but he thinks there's a lot more there. I don't think he really thinks the offense is clicking like it's potentially capable of. At the same time, you can't be disappointed in a team that's among the league leaders in runs. But when you combine the solid offense that the Rangers are getting with that kind of pitching, then you go 10-3 over a 2-week period.
And one thing the pitching coach, I'm sure, is thrilled about, and I know the big guy is real happy about, Mr. Nolan Ryan, the fact that Rangers starters now tagged the last 17 games. The Rangers starter has outlasted the opponent's starter 14 out of 17 games.
That's very impressive. And over the long haul, that's just going to keep the bullpen fresh. At this stage of the season, that's probably the freshest a Ranger bullpen has been in 10 years.
No doubt. No coincidence that 14 times out of 17 games over these last 3 weeks that the Rangers starter has been out there longer than the other guy's starter. The Rangers in those 14 games are 11-3.
Mm-hmm.
But last year around this time, I think the tone was already set that just so many games you'd see Josh Roop or Jamie Wright out there in the 4th or 5th inning.
Yeah, one or the other every day.
Mm-hmm.
The Ranger hitters will tell you it's tough to pound the ball 8 or 9 runs a game for a whole season. No matter how good you are, you can't do that.
No.
It's a welcome relief to have Matt Harrison pitch a 2-run game, and the Rangers scored just enough to win it yesterday 3-2. Win those kind of games.
Ooh, close, but no. That's been a strikeout pitch for Milwood tonight.
And it was again.
Considerably in that strike zone, but still 3-2. Late arriving crowd tonight, and this is now a crowd I would guess here tagged about 34,000 tonight.
Sure looks like it. Good crowd.
We'll see fireworks after the game. Runner goes, and it's popped foul again. Some other games going on. The Tigers lead the A's tonight 8-1 in the 4th inning. The A's have made 4 errors already in 4 innings. Indians lead at Tampa Bay 7-3 through 5. Grady Sizemore and Chin-Soo Choo have the home runs. Runner goes. Ground ball. Milwood finds it, fires, and got him at first base.
That was closer than you want it to be, but Kevin stuck with it. Good pitch. It was a slider, probably not a strike. But Mathis is up there battling, fouled off some tough pitches, and Kevin, who falls off to the other side of the mound, was able to recover because the ball wasn't hit very hard. Battles it all the way and just did get Mathis at first base.
Davis continues to pick everything too over there. Very underratedly outstanding here at first base for Davis. Now the pesky leadoff man, Sean Figgins. Will take inside. Minnesota's lead on the Yankees now 4-1 in the 7th inning. Mauer has hit 1 out. Justin Morneau has hit 2 out. Look out over the mound and into center field. They're going to wave him. Dino Evil says, come on and try it. Hamilton fires. Solidifying tags him out.
You're right the first time when you didn't send the runner. That time he had a good runner, and Josh made even a better throw. You talk about winding up and making some throws today. The first throw with the bases loaded in the 2nd inning to load the bases was right at the cutoff man. The man cut it off. This one is in the air all the way to Saltalamacchia. In a 6-0 game, Josh guns down a potential score. And the best throw he made was a ball he didn't get the runner, the ball that he threw on Napoli's double to right center field. That's 3 pretty good throws for a center fielder right there in one game. And the hitter Ibar is still at first base. I'm sorry, Figgins is still at first base.
With Ibar coming up now, and well, and I don't necessarily blame the third base coach Dino Ebel, just trying to jab the beehive a little bit, make something happen.
Not at all.
I mean, it's been all Rangers tonight, and they're trying to grab a run while the grabbing is good, but
well, they're an aggressive running team, and I think on that play, who knows, 90 times out of 100 you'll be safe. Unless it's Josh out there 100 times, and the percentages aren't going to be that good. But even as well as Josh throws, he's not going to make that play every time. That was a spectacular throw.
Wave and a miss by Ibar. So the hits are even in this game, 6 aside, but the Rangers have all 6 runs. You talk about throwing your bat at a ball with the runner in motion. Ibar is in protect mode.
Well, Kevin has kept the Angels off the board. In the 2nd inning, it was bases loaded, 1 out. He got a double play. Napoli in the 4th inning with 2 outs hit a double off the wall that was about a foot from being a home run. And now in the 5th, on a base hit up the middle, Josh has thrown out a runner at the plate, Howie Kendrick. It's tough to play much better than this if you're the Rangers in all facets of the game.
Again, the runner goes. No throw from Saltalamacchia. Just too good a jump for Figgins. That's the 2nd steal for him tonight.
Yeah, that's just a case that goes on the catcher's ledger as a stolen base against. But in reality, it should go on the pitcher.
Fly ball right field. Andrew Jones is back. He can't get it. And Figgins is going to score. Ibar racing towards third. And Jones, who's not used to playing right field, he's played only twice there in the last 12 years, and they've both been in the last 3 days. That ball getting by him, and it's now 6-1.
Ibar got the curveball that time, but it stayed up. The curveballs that Kevin has got strikeouts with have been down below the knees. That one was up well in the strike zone, and Ibar put a charge in it. Not much Andrew could do on that ball. A chance for a big inning, and there still is a chance, but it was diminished quite a bit by that great throw that Hamilton made.
Bobby Abreu, who tends to take a lot of pitches, will take one right here. That'll be a fun point counterpoint when Vlad Guerrero is back in their lineup, hitting behind Abreu, a guy who takes all the time, followed by a guy who never takes. Vlad Guerrero 47% of the time went after the first pitch last year. For Bobby Abreu, it was 6%. A lot of other guys were 20, 30%, whatever. Abreu was 6. Saltalamacchia has become so good at that. And you note how he kind of kicks those feet back now. Doesn't drop to his knees necessarily. He goes into that kickback mode. Something that Scott Service has worked with him on. Milwood's got it. Pitching and defense, baby. It is 6-1. The Rangers lead the Angels. Josh Hamilton, not so much with the bat yet tonight, with the arm. Here is tonight's Cabot Woodstain legendary performance. We are flashing back. This is the anniversary of Nolan Ryan's first of 7 career no-hitters. It was on this date in 1973. Angels in Kansas City. Out Nolan, 4 of his 7 no-hitters were as an Angel. And speaking of 1973 no-hitters, a guy that actually trumped Nolan by a full 2 weeks that year. I think Steve Busby's no-hitter was April 27th. Blaylock lines to second, and yeah, it was a good 2.5 weeks later that Nolan Ryan was able to get his no-hitter in Kansas City. But Steve Busby got it done first. You win. You got there first.
That's the only thing I have over Nolan. It's just a time factor. Now, it's funny, Josh. I keep telling Nolan when I see him from time to time. Today's my oldest daughter's birthday.
Happy birthday.
And I was at the hospital until about 5 o'clock that afternoon in Kansas City, watching her birth, etc. And I told Nolan afterwards, I said, if you just let me know you're going to throw a no-hitter, I wouldn't have bothered to come out. I don't need to see that.
Marlon Byrd sends one towards center field. Torrey Hunter can't get it. Marlon on base for his second time. Well, just for the fans that don't know, and I hope they do, but I'll tell them if they don't, the final for no-hitters was actually 7-2. You were in the game on that one. Steve Busby ended up with 2 no-hitters in 2 years for those Kansas City Royals, and were it not for the old wing breaking down a little bit, who knows how many more Mr. Busby would have gotten.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Josh. It kind of goes to prove the old adage that the blind squirrel does find an acorn from time to time.
No, not at all. Not at all.
The talented squirrel tends to pitch 2 no-hitters. Uh-oh. Picked off is Marlon Byrd, but a double clutch, and Marlon Byrd is safe. Ibar keeps reaching, hoping that Marlon Byrd is off the bag. That wasn't about to happen. So even though Saunders had the move to pick off Byrd, Byrd steals the base.
Well, one thing Gary Pettis tells the base stealers, especially with a right-handed throwing first baseman, against a left-handed pitcher, don't necessarily try to read his move. We're going to guess and go as soon as we see the left-hander move. If he comes to first base, just keep on going. And it's a little bit of a tough play for a right-handed thrower to turn his body and make the throw, and you saw it happen right there.
Buzz, at least so far, do you figure this is about as complete of a night you could hope for? You look at this crowd, you look at 6 runs on the scoreboard, the pitching, the defense. Are we missing anything?
No, I don't think so, Josh. We were just talking in the press room a second ago. I much prefer a 6-0 lead in a 6-1 game now than the dramatics at the end of the ballgame. I mean, 2 nights in a row, that's plenty for me. Thanks very much. This is much preferable.
I think Ron Washington would agree with you on that point.
Yeah.
Davis behind 0-2.
No, I mean, if you were going to draw up how you wanted to get to the Angels in game number 1, I don't think you could script it any better than what the Rangers have done through the first 5 innings.
Buzz, we've been talking about the team playing better defense this year. You watch all the games. You, I'm sure, would agree with that. And I'm sure it's important to a pitcher, but what exactly does it feel like to a pitcher yourself? You go out to the mound with a bad defensive team as opposed to a good defensive team.
Well, Tom, I think it's a case of trying to pitch away from contact in a given situation. If you know you need an out, you got a runner at first and second, something like that. You're not always going to get the double play with a bad defensive team, so you end up trying to get a strikeout. Right. And Lord help you if you're not a strikeout pitcher and you're going against the current on that one. But it takes a lot of pressure off you, I think, and it also gives you more options as a pitcher when you know your defense is going to make the plays.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the Ranger pitchers have to feel that way this year because they're making a lot of plays. The one that Hamilton made last inning, I think as a pitcher you probably don't expect that one to be made.
Not with the speed they had on the base pad. No.
Davis keeps making contact. There's a lot of room in left center field for Chris Davis right now. The left fielder Rivera is actually a step or 2 over towards the line.
A lot of room at shortstop for him too.
Right, well, they got that shift working now, kind of a Hank Blaylock style shift that they put in play for Davis.
Josh, mark that down in your scorebook when you said that, because I think in 2 months you're not going to see that same defensive alignment for Chris Davis. I think he's going to make adjustments to go that way.
Well, he's going to right this time, drives it to the track, and at the wall it is caught. Almost took it out again. Byrd will move to third.
Well, he was just barely out in front of that ball. Really didn't generate his normal power, but he still is strong enough, even though he hit it off the end of the bat, to lift it out of the ballpark in right field. But it's still a good at bat for Chris. He fouled off a sidearm fastball. He battled a tough left-hand pitcher and almost took him out of the ballpark.
Saltalamacchia. With a runner at third and 2 down, we continue to visit with Steve Busby. He'll be part of Rangers Live after the game tonight.
Dana Larson and I will be down there and awaiting your call to the pen, so, as it were.
Now, are you guys on the air during the fireworks?
Oh, yeah.
Is that pretty good?
The first time, I'll tell you what, Tom, I needed a seatbelt because that finale came, almost knocked me off that stool.
Well, the Rangers are known for a great fireworks show. Not too good for the guys that are still on the air, though.
Goodness.
Saltalamacchia, we've talked about the strides he's made defensively, Buzz. I know you've seen it too.
Yeah, tremendous. And you guys were talking about him. You talked about him in the pregame that, I think the game the other night when C.J. Wilson came in, Salty should have gotten a save for that. Maybe
I agree.
Some agent's going to come up with a save stat for catchers.
Salty's out here, and we'll see you after the game, Buzz.
We will be there waiting for you all.
All right,
have
thanks,
a good
man.
One.
Good luck with the fireworks.
Thanks.
Kevin Milwood continues. He's got a 6-1 lead as we go to the 6th inning. Tonight's Ranger game on Fox Sports Southwest being presented by Amica Insurance. It's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. For more information, visit amicatexas.com. Well, the Angels have made Kevin Milwood work a little bit tonight. He's thrown 85 pitches to get through 5 innings, but the Rangers have a 6-1 lead. They're trying to take a 2.5 game lead on the Angels for first in the West. The Rangers wearing those red jerseys all weekend, taking on the Angels. The game tomorrow is at 10 after 3. With Vicente Padilla on the mound. Remember, he's coming off of back-to-back efforts where he's allowed just 1 hit. Hunter with a foul ball. Now, Hunter in the past has had some success against Milwood, but not tonight. Not yet. Hunter has struck out a couple times, and our Coors Light freeze cam will show you.
First one's a great curveball. And next was a fastball on the outside corner. 2 very nice pitches.
Milwood opens up 3-1 with Hunter this time.
Kevin got the pitches up a little bit in the 5th inning. Gave up 3 hits in that inning. Only gave up 1 run.
That's a strike. Come on back.
That was a strike. The first pitch was a strike too. First pitch was a strike. You can see it right down at the lower part of the strike zone.
Payoff pitch to Torrey Hunter is down too low. So the leadoff man is on. Kendry Morales to the plate. There were a lot of candidates for Rangers Player of the Month in April. Milwood got it in the vote from the media, and you and I have talked about it, Tag. I think more than anything, not just the numbers, but the style points that he got, setting that tone for everybody else to follow, just how he was going about his work. The Rangers do get action in the bullpen now behind Milwood. And remember, Kevin has made it through 7 innings in all of his starts this year. But Wonder Boy is up. It is Derek Holland.
Derek wasn't out on the field during warmups. He had a migraine headache. But evidently, he's had some medication. He's feeling okay right now.
That ball getting by Milwood. He was reaching out with the leg. It's going to be 2 on and nobody out. We go to Rick Renner.
Hey guys, we're always talking about the Twitter page, and we're doing it. It's a great way for you to keep up with your favorite baseball team, the Texas Rangers. Go to twitter.com, FS Southwest, and tonight you can log on and sound off in an interesting question. Who do you hate more, the Angels, the Yankees, and the Red Sox? Which one of those 3 do you hate more? And by the way, my hair is not an answer. We've already had some people kind of log on and sound off on that. I'll send it back over to you.
All right, Rick, thanks very much. They showed the Yankees highlights on the big board in between innings, and showed Alex Rodriguez striking out with the bases loaded. That elicited a pretty good, rousing set of cheers from this crowd here tonight. A-Rod and the Yankees are coming here in about a week and a half. Memorial Day, May 25th, a 1:05 game. And the Yankees are in for 3, as a matter of fact, that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Kevin's having to battle right now. He walked Hunter. There's a good pitch. The pitch to Morales was up that he hit up the middle. The command not quite where it normally is with Kevin right now. See if he can battle through it this inning. And his pitch count, as you said, Josh, is higher at this stage of the game than it has been all year, I think.
Ground ball, and Elvis Andrus has got it. Napoli is hitting the 6-4-3 double play.
That sure helps right there. That's a big double play. You don't want to let the Angels back into the game. 2 on, nobody out. That's a big pitch and a big double play right there. It was a good visit to the mound.
Elvis, that shuffle step, towards his right to get the whole body behind it. A couple double plays now. Kendrick is hit into one. Andrews turns one on Napoli now.
.93 pitches for Kevin right now. 2 outs on 1 pitch. That helps the old pitch count.
It has been 10 years since Milwood has made it through 7 innings in 8 straight starts. Got a chance to do that tonight.
This may be one of those games that, even though his pitch count hopefully won't be around 115 this inning, where Ron says after how hard he had to work to get out of the 5th and the 6th, that puts a lot more stress on a pitcher than an easy inning, obviously, that with somewhere around 100 pitches and 2 tough innings that he might decide to go to the bullpen for the 7th inning.
Flared at a play by Rivera. Quickly 2 strikes to him.
Man brought his glove. Man got a ball.
Boy, it seems like a couple hundred more people come in here every half inning.
Well, you said before the game started that you hoped there'd be some walk up, and you're right. The stadium is filling up as the game goes on.
Rangers playing so well, it's almost like there's been a run up.
Yeah.
Like people can't wait to get in here. Nothing fills a ballpark more easily or gets more eyeballs watching the television than winning. And the Rangers trying to get to 7 games over 500 for the first time in about 4 years. Andrews backing up. He can't get it. It is now 6-2. Not a bad at bat right there at all by Rivera.
I don't know how he hit that pitch. That was a slider out of the strike zone.
Yeah, he went down and got it. Now, the Rangers had a chance to absolutely put it away. Already up 6-0 in the 3rd inning. Bases loaded. And 1 out. Hamilton. Actually, in the 4th inning, I'm sorry. Hamilton with a strikeout. Jones with a ground out. So the Angels do kind of hang around now at 6-2. Kendrick hit into that double play to end the 2nd inning, then lined a single in the 5th. Not much happening there. It's a ground ball right away to Kinsler, and Milwood through 6 innings, a 6-2 lead. Ranger game and dinner for two at Sonic. We go out to Scurry County, Snyder, Texas, playing for Una Bowles. If a Ranger hits the grand slam during this inning, we're giving away $25,000. You can register at any North Texas Sonic restaurant. Kevin Milwood's had to work a little harder tonight than some other nights. He's thrown 100 pitches to get through 6 innings. He's got a 6-2 lead. And Elvis Andrews' first pitch swinging. Bops it along to second base. 1 up, 1 down. Got to give Joe Saunders a little bit of credit here, huh, Tag? Because he already had 6 runs in against him. It was bases loaded, 1 out in the 4th. And since then, he has kept the Rangers at bay.
Well, as we said, they played 13 innings yesterday. And he's one of their top pitchers, and that's what you expect. Even though Mike Scioscia had to get the bullpen up early, Saunders has persevered, and here he is in the 6th inning. His pitch count's pretty good. It's only 79, even though he's given up 6 runs. He's overcome a bad start, pitching well right now.
Kinsler has launched a 2-run homer tonight to give him 10 for the year. You look at the home run leaders now, and 3 of the top 6 in the American League now, Tag, are Rangers. Davis, Blaylock, and Kinsler all with 10. A couple of Tampa Bay Rays have a little bit more than that. Longoria and Pena. Here's what Kinsler did back in the 3rd. Justin Spire is back up in the bullpen for the Angels. Second time he's been warming tonight. Angels will try to get 6 innings out of their lefty here from Virginia Tech, Joe Saunders. Kinsler trying to get him again. Drives it to left. There it goes. 2 of them tonight.
Watch out. Ian might be getting ready to go on one of those hot streaks. Nice to stop the momentum. The Angels had scored 2. The Rangers hadn't scored in a while. He would put an end to that. Another rope.
Looks like the home runs are almost getting boring the way they're congratulating Ian now. Yeah, you did it again. Good job.
Wasn't a walk-off, though.
Well, it's a walk-off the mound for Joe Saunders. He's done. Gave up 2 homers to Kinsler tonight and 1 to Andrew Jones. Rangers leading 7-2, and we're back after this. I apologize. Allie shows you the Ian Kinsler jersey. That's to the first 7,500 kids 13 and under. Yes.
That's a beautiful shirt. One thing for sure, it's not going to look as good on most people as it does on Allie, though.
The Ian Kinsler jersey compliments of Dr. Pepper. Call 972 Rangers to get your tickets. We will not be giving out Allie's phone number.
No, sorry.
972 Rangers.
A lot of requests coming in.
I know.
We cannot do that.
We can't even Twitter about that. The Verizon call to the bullpen. Justin Spire is summoned. And the Rangers, well, they chased Joe Saunders, who came in 5-1 with one of the best ERAs in the league, 2.6. The guy that outdueled Zach Greinke last time out. Michael Young greeting Spire with a laser to left that is caught by Rivera.
I think Michael leads the team in hard hit line drives caught by outfielders this year.
Oh, he was their leading line drive hitter last year. Yes, they do keep stats on stuff like that, and nobody hit it right on the button more than Michael Young. That is a loud second out of his sixth inning.
The only thing he did wrong there is he didn't quite get underneath it enough to get it up in the air more. But he certainly hit it on the good part of the bat. He got out there in a hurry.
Spire was a guy that had a solid 06 in Toronto, a solid 07 in Anaheim, but last year it was a nightmare. This year it's not much better. Last year Justin Spire, in only 68 innings, Tag, gave up 15 home runs.
Wow. Well, you wonder, for a relief pitcher who's used frequently, throws a lot of innings, you wonder how many years their body and their arm can withstand that and keep coming back strong. Sooner or later, it's got to give out. And I'm not sure that that's exactly what's happened to Spire, but I think you see it in certain relief pitchers after a while. That's why managers don't like to use their closers frequently more than an inning for that very same reason. You don't want to burn them out.
Hamilton, a ground ball to second base. Rangers add to their lead. It is 7-2 Texas at the end of 6. Josh Hamilton has a triple. Josh Hamilton has an outfield assist. The Rangers lead the Angels 7-2. The first of a 3-game weekend series. The Rangers trying to prove that they are for real in 2009. Ron Washington's team can get to 21-14 with a win tonight. Milwood, for the first time all year, Tag, does not get through 7 innings, though. He is done after 6. And the 22-year-old Derek Holland comes on.
No, Kevin had to battle those last 2 innings. They were tough innings. A lot of pitches, a lot of critical pitches, a lot of men on base. And so I think when the game was over for Kevin after 6 innings, that probably was a good time. You've got a fresh bullpen. Had a day off yesterday. The other thing with Kevin, he's going to have 34 starts this year. When you can get him a little bit of a blow instead of pushing him to the limit every time, that's not a bad thing either.
First time the Angels are getting a look at Holland outside of spring training. And so far, young Mr. Holland has been as advertised as a Ranger. Last year's minor league pitcher of the year. This is the very rare 3-0 beginning to any batter for Derek Holland.
I mentioned it earlier that Derek wasn't on the field for warm-ups today. That's got to be a strike.
Man. Instead, it's a walk, and we go to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Josh. Hey, something new here at the ballpark this year, the all-you-can-eat section. That's moved up here in the home run porch, upper home run porch. Natalie's here to tell us about that.
Absolutely. We have your ballpark favorites. You get your hot dogs, your grilled chicken breast sandwiches, nachos, all-you-can-eat popcorn and peanuts. The sodas, of course, is all you can drink. It's just a great family atmosphere up here, as you can see already.
Yes, indeed. How much is this?
Friday nights are $25, and then your regular games are $34.
That includes tickets. Great going, and the food looks great. How many people have eaten 10 hot dogs tonight? Oh, stand up. Okay, very good. Also time for the Progressive Fan of the Game. That is due because, Alex, you get the Progressive Fan bag, the hat, the shirt, because you've been a Ranger fan how long?
18 years.
18 years. I'm very excited about that.
Have you ever heard of the victory?
Victory. Okay, go ahead. Very good. Okay, congratulations, Alex. You get the peanut dunk and the Progressive bag and the Progressive Fan of the Game. Congratulations. Way to go, guys.
Thanks, Jim. Holland missing up and outside here. And we have not seen this at all from Derek Holland. Missing on 6 out of 7, although a couple of those last ones to Mathis were real close.
Yeah, I think the first pitch of this at bat, or the second pitch of this at bat, was a strike. Last pitch to Mathis looked like a strike. But what do we know? It's easy to umpire the game from back here. You know, I think 1 and 2 are close enough to be strikes.
Got him. Picked him off.
That was some really bad base running right there. When you're down 7-2, the pitchers walk the batter and it's 2-1 on the second one. You get picked off right there. That's not good. Well, he's got a good pickoff move too. I don't know where he was going, but maybe they had a hit and run on. Mike might be trying to make something happen right there. But you know, you don't have a chance to scout Holland very much. You haven't seen him. The one thing he's got is a pretty good pickoff move, and he works on that a lot too. Saw him called for a balk in one of his other appearances, and that move is close to a balk, but that one wasn't.
All that talent, and when he does happen to get somebody on first base, he can just pick him off. And now he strikes out Figgins.
95 miles an hour on the scoreboard. Speed pitch.
I think we're back into the whole strike mode here.
Well, the other thing about Derek is some young kids, some hard-throwing young left-handers, when they walk a batter, one goes over the pitcher's head, one's bouncing in the dirt. They're all over the place. But even in the walk that Derek had, 2 of the pitches were right next to the strike zone. They weren't called strikes. They might not have been strikes, but they were right close to it. It's not like he's, even when he's, for him, a little bit wild, all over the place. I think that's what the Rangers love about a young, hard-throwing kid like this.
95 miles an hour and fouled away. Ibar, tough guy to strike out. Makes plenty of contact. The Rangers with 2 in the first and 4 in the third tonight. The Angels crept back with single runs in the 5th and 6th. The Rangers added a run in the bottom of the 6th. Now the 0-2 pitch. Bounced it up there. High pop foul into this big crowd. Now the Rangers trying to make it 5 straight wins and 11 out of 13. Nolan Ryan appreciates the defense behind him.
Pretty good when you make a play and get a standing ovation from the president of the team.
Two and 2. Ibar had that triple over the head of Andrew Jones in the 5th to break up the Milwood shutout bid. Here's Holland. Tagged to right field, right down the line. Into the corner it goes. It's a home run. It is a home run into the corner.
Wow.
Not able to turn it around. Just able to go with it. And it's his first home run all year. Triple and a homer for Ibar tonight.
Well, that's pretty good when you can hit that pitch. That pitch is not a strike. It's high and out of the strike zone. Somehow he got on top of that and snuck it out of the ballpark right down the line. Pickoff play is looking big right now.
Yeah, it is. Abreu, who normally never swings at that first one, does so here.
Wishes he didn't.
No doubt. 7th inning stretch in Arlington. Rangers lead the Angels 7-3.
Since I was a rookie, I had to sing a song. I sang "I Shot the Sheriff," and so the whole night I was so nervous about getting up and singing that song that I really didn't probably pay attention to what was going on that night.
That's David Murphy, brought to you by Dodge.
I can identify with that.
Wait till you see, by the way, what this year's crop of rookies is working on. It is going to put "I Shot the Sheriff" to shame. Although Murph did a great job with that. Shane Lukes takes over on the mound. L-O-U-X.
I think the star of the triple play up to this point in time has to be Mark Teixeira's rendition of Sweet Caroline, though, don't you think?
Yeah, on sheer, boy, how do I say this?
Talent?
Moxie.
Yeah.
Bravery.
Yeah.
Andrew Jones bouncing it down the line. Yeah, he actually pulled it off pretty well,
I thought he did.
This year's looks like more of an actual skit than a song, so it's got actual dialogue in it and costumes, and I think there's even a lighting director.
Wow. Looking forward to that. What's for dinner that night?
I should know, and I don't. Andrew Jones caught it short. Hugged by Eric Ibar with a dive. And a triple play event coming up Sunday. I believe there are still a few tickets available. If you call the Rangers office, ask for Tawny Taylor. She can tell you. Ibar hanging on. Blaylock 0 for 3, but boy, he's already had a big homestand for the Rangers. Bouncing ball first base, gloved by Morales. Quickly 2 out. Rangers play a day game Sunday before that triple play event, and it's a day game tomorrow, although note the odd starting time. That's for the nationally televised nature of the game tomorrow, the 3:10 first pitch. And it's Vicente Padilla against the native Texan John Lackey. Lackey just coming off the DL. He's had a strained forearm. And the thing about Padilla, I mean, think about this, Tag. If he goes out and 2 hits the Angels tomorrow, that will be his worst start in 2.5 weeks. Back-to-back 1-hit efforts for Padilla. And that game on Sunday, it's Scott Feldman against Jared Weaver. A couple of California guys. That's the all-time I sound like Jeff Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High battle. Weaver versus Feldman.
The Rangers seeing tough pitching in this series. Saunders, Lackey, Weaver. Urban Santana's back now. He's had a start under his belt. The guy they're waiting for is Kelvin Escobar.
Yeah.
They could do a lot of things with him. Their rotation is pretty solid. They could put him in the bullpen. He's been a closer before. Could use him as a setup man or a closer if they wanted to, in addition to a starter. They've got that luxury.
Marlon Byrd just keeps finding ways to get on base. A walk, a single, and an error tonight. 3 different ways to reach first. Davis, the guy that had the big-time walk-off homer yesterday. And as he rounded third base, it was Dave Anderson, the Rangers third base coach, charged with keeping a straight face over there. He doesn't want to anger the opposition, start, hooting and hollering over there. The thing Dave Anderson did do, which was very nice, is he went and retrieved Davis's helmet for him. Remember, Davis, right before he got to the dog pile, just kind of tossed it way up in the air. Ball gets away. Bird pivots and goes into second base. I asked Dave Anderson, where were you in the dog pile? I didn't see you. He said, well, I leave that to the guys.
Yeah. Dave's been around a long time. He's smart enough to know to stay out of that dog pile.
So while all the guys were jumping around, there was one lone individual just silently picking up a discarded helmet. And that was kindly Dave Anderson.
Not much you could really add to that dog pile.
No. It was doing fine. Down and in to Davis. Scoring on that last play, by the way, passed ball, not wild pitch, getting Bird down to second. Davis to left field.
That a thing of beauty.
It drops right in. They had the shift on. Davis towards second base. Head first. A double.
Well, just another good example of Chris getting better and better as the season goes on. Taking an outside pitch the other way for an RBI double. Battling a lefty tonight. Just missed a home run against Saunders. That's a pretty tough pitch, too. Ball sinking away from him. And going with it just like he should.
Boy, dragging the
Kept his finger on there.
Be careful not to get spiked there, too. Now Solidifying.
No, each time the Angels have scored, 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, the Rangers have come right back with one to kind of negate it. Keep that 5-run lead.
Looking for more. Solidifying muscles one. Deep. Hunter on the run. And he's got it. Rangers 8 and the Angels 3 at the end of 7 tonight. Baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. By Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Yard care solutions start at SteelDealers.com. And by Kawasaki. Save big during Kawasaki's Green Light event. Rangers lead by 5 as we go to the 8th inning. It's the first of a 3-game series with the Angels. Thought to be the top dogs again in the AL West. They did win the AL West by a cool 21 games last year. Derek Holland to Torrey Hunter, who has not put the ball in play yet tonight. 2 strikeouts and a walk. Well, Holland is not missing by much here when he is missing. 2-1. The young Ranger lefty on in relief from Milwood. Again is told close but no. 3-1. The Ohio native brings it and gets a called strike to Hunter.
Quality strike.
Hard foul into a crowd
Watch
announced
out.
at 33,430 tonight.
Good call.
What did I say? Between 33 and 34,000?
Yep. I'd say you hit it right on the head.
I'm loving myself some me right now. Yeah. Played guess the attendance and won.
Good crowd. To see 3 crowds just like this.
Walked him. So now 2 strikeouts, 2 walks for Torrey Hunter. Kendry Morales coming up, and we go to Dana Larson.
Well, guys, earlier in the game, of course, we saw that great throw by Josh Hamilton. Coming up on the post-game show, we will hear from Josh himself on why he enjoys doing that, throwing a runner out at home more than he does hitting a home run, even a walk-off. Sounds like a pretty good discussion point, too. Twitter/FS Southwest. Tweet about it. We'll talk about it in the post-game show after the game.
Thanks, Dana. And it's funny, the runner at first, Torrey Hunter, always gets asked that question, too, and he always has the same response. Do you like hitting the home run more or taking one away? Torrey Hunter always give you a big smile and say, I like to take the one away.
Get more opportunities to hit them than you do to take them away.
That ball popped to the right side and foul. Milwood went the first 6 for the Rangers tonight. Walked 2, struck out 5. Holland has already picked off a runner tonight and reminds Torrey Hunter to get back there quickly. On the scoreboard, the Indians leading Tampa Bay 7-6 now in the 8th inning. They've gone to the 9th at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees trying to get back above 500, but Minnesota's got a 4-2 lead, and Joe Nathan on the mound.
Nasty. Good slider.
Striking out Morales.
And Derek's getting a little bit of an opportunity tonight without coming into a bases loaded jam to work on his other pitches. And you can see that he's got more than a fastball. He has an excellent fastball, but that's a pretty good slider right there too. And he's got a nice changeup to go along with it. And all the pitches will only get better as he gets bigger, stronger, older, more mature, more experience. He's far from a finished product, even though what you see right now is pretty good.
Red Sox lead the Mariners 1-0 in the first inning tonight. There's a hard strike. Tigers have a 9-1 lead on Oakland, but that game is being delayed because of rain in the bottom of the 4th. It is not an official game yet.
They've already had an hour and whatever 10-minute rain delay in that game. It's the second one they've had.
Orioles and Royals still in a rain delay. And the Blue Jays have defeated the White Sox. That final 8-3. Slider missed this time. 1-1 Napoli. Napoli has a walk and a double, but he's also hit into a double play. Rangers wouldn't mind take 2 on that one. Instead, a line drive into center field, a base hit. These Angels have 11 hits tonight to the Rangers 9. Juan Rivera will come up. And folks, this summer Coors Light introduces a new 12-ounce cold activated can. When the mountains turn blue, your beer is as cold as the Rockies. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
The Angels have swung the bats really well tonight. They've had a man thrown out at the plate, which kind of derailed a potential inning. They had a man picked off first base. Leadoff walk. Mathis was picked off first base. Ibar homered a little later. Doesn't mean he would have done the same thing, but nevertheless, the pickoff helped a potential big inning. Almost every inning they've been hitting the ball pretty well. First inning was a quick 1-2-3 inning. That was the last one, though.
First pitch strike to Juan Rivera. Over in the National League, the Phillies and Nationals will have to go extra innings. The Nationals have just tied it with 2 in the 9th. A 6-6 game in D.C. Dodgers lead the Marlins in the 9th, 5-4. Casey Blake has hit home run number 8 for L.A. In under the hands for a strike.
All the way in the strike zone. Not sure what Rivera's complaining about. That wasn't even close to being a ball.
Bouncing ball. Kinsler tears after it. The flip to Elvis Andrus. Gotta love it.
Make it with a little flair.
Just a shame these guys are uninteresting. Not. Look at that. 8-3 Rangers. Presented by Amica Insurance. It's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. For more information, visit amicatexas.com. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and how often do you see it? The two guys that turn the acrobatic double play lead off 1-2 the very next half inning. Andrus to be followed by Kinsler. And the Rangers on top 8-3 tonight. Bouncing ball to short. Plant and throw by Ibar. Nicely done. All right, back to the double play. You called it flair, Tag. I would agree.
I think I saw earlier in the season Omar Vizquel working with Ian Kinsler on that type of a flip without taking the ball out of your glove. It's a lot easier if you can do that than to transfer it to your other hand and then flip it. It's quicker. And when you're going to the right like that, it can be a tough thing to do.
Kinsler with a pair of home runs tonight. Do they dare pitch him in at all? He's been turning on anything middle in pretty much for 3 years, but certainly tonight. Andrew Jones has the other Ranger home run tonight. Pretty good pitch right there. Michael Young on deck. Kinsler and Young, of course, now not the double play tandem anymore, but still as close as two friends can be. Kinsler turns on this one and fouls it. Back in the third inning, Ian hit a 2-run home run. Number 10 for his season. Then a solo shot for number 11. That is a little dribbler up near third. Rolling, foul. Talking about Kinsler and Young, it was Ian that gave us the one piece of news about Michael, the breaking news. He was asked, tell us something about Michael Young that nobody knows. And Ian revealed that no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, Michael Young's hair never moves. You can try to muss it up, run your fingers through it, do whatever you want.
Like it's long and wavy or anything.
But you can't. But nothing.
Still can't move it.
Not one out of place. It's like Fonzie back in the day. I mean, every hair accounted for perfectly. Off the plate outside, Kinsler is on for a 4th straight time tonight. And I guess now that I think about it, I've never seen Michael Young with a bad hair day. That's very true. Not a one out of place.
Remember the kid on the Little Rascals didn't like his hair messed up? You might have been too young to watch that.
Not Alfalfa.
No. I think it was.
Certainly wasn't Buckwheat.
No, it was one of the lesser characters. Might have been Chubby. He was a big kid. He hated to have his hair messed up.
I don't remember Chubby.
Chubsy Upsy, you don't remember him?
Wasn't Froggy, was it?
No, it wasn't Froggy.
A very aptly named Froggy. No, we're not going to try to do that voice right now.
I don't know how that guy did that voice.
Infield, the double play depth. Michael Young bangs one into center field. Torrey Hunter on the run. Well, it's just like we said already once tonight. Nobody hits more hardline drives into somebody's glove than Michael Young.
Well, in the last series, he hit 2 of them to right center field that were run down. Today, he's hit 2 at-bats in a row. In the 6th inning, a line shot that Rivera ran down. And now this line shot that Hunter ran down. Both of them hit about as hard as he can hit a line drive right on the sweet spot of the bat. But couldn't find a hole with him. He does have a double, a single, and a couple of runs scored, though.
Josh Hamilton comes up. Tonight, the Home Depot doing more on defense. It is Josh Hamilton with the arm. Perfect. And he takes outside right here, ball 1. Haven't seen any action in the Ranger bullpen.
I think one thing the Rangers gradually want to do is stretch out Derek Holland, so if they decide at some point in time they want him to start, he'll be ready to do it. And so this might be one of those times. You've got a 5-run lead. You don't need your late inning bullpen guys. And Ron may be saying, hey, let's stretch him out. Let's get him 40 or 50 pitches if we can. The other side of it will be, could get a save in the game.
He's already had his first big league win.
Whoa.
Hamilton launching. That's like home run derby in New York. That ball is driven out of here. It's a 2-run shot. The Rangers 10-3.
That's one of the longer balls in the home run porch. Halfway up. Not much doubt about that one. The Angels have swung the bats good tonight, but they haven't swung it with the same home run power that the Rangers have shown. Lighten up the scoreboard.
Yes, this team can win without hitting home runs, but boy, it's fun when they do, huh?
Kinsler, Hamilton, Jones all have 3 runs batted in tonight.
That ball is buried.
Yep, that's above the exit out there. You don't see many of them hit up there. Still got a lot more than that left in there. Mere mortals don't hit them up there anyway.
Towards center field for Torrey Hunter. What a fun night at the ballpark tonight. Fireworks coming after the game. The Rangers are making sure that fireworks hit the air even before the game is over. Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. By Romano's Macaroni Grill. By Progressive. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. And by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the all-new F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. And 9th inning is underway. Derek Holland already has a freshly minted first big league victory. Now he can get his first big league save. Going the final 3 innings. Gets a ground ball to Kinsler, who has 2 home runs tonight, and the stellar defense, 1 down. And Tag, we are told the Josh Hamilton home run is indeed one of the longest ever hit at this ballpark. 460 feet.
Wow.
Now the one Paul Sorrento hit of around 480, that was to dead center field years ago, and that was wind aided, right?
Yeah, that was hitting a hurricane that blew that thing out of here. You almost have to put an asterisk next to that one.
Quinlan, a pinch hit here for the Angels. So yeah, 4 home runs for the Rangers tonight, but the one that will leave the indelible memory, I guess, is the one hit by Josh. Quinlan will pop it up. I guess it's the third longest home run in the history of the ballpark. Now that I'm looking at it, that 4.60. Looking at the Jack-in-the-Box standings, the Rangers will be 2.5 up on the Angels in a minute or two. The only Ranger who's ever hit a longer ball for a home run than that in this ballpark, Jose Canseco.
I saw that one. That was legitimate. That was halfway up the back wall of the visitors' bullpen.
In the first year of the ballpark.
In a day where he hit 3 home runs against Seattle.
Derek Holland was 8 years old then.
And Derek's at 39 pitches right now. It's a solid pitch count for 3 innings. Well, another day where the starter and the reliever are going to keep the rest of the bullpen very fresh for tomorrow's ball game. Fastball at 94 miles an hour.
Boy, you could not have scripted a better all-around night tonight. The opposition, the crowd, the result.
Fans love the long ball, and they saw that tonight.
Kevin Milwood will get above 500. He'll get the win. The Rangers will be 7 games over 500. And with a 2.5 game lead. Don't forget Rangers Live right after the game. Ground ball to the hole. Sean Figgins reaches, and the game is not quite over yet. Gives the fans a bit more of a chance just to stand and enjoy the night. Eric Ibar, like Josh Hamilton, has a triple and a home run tonight. They have certainly stretched out Derek Holland. 45 pitches tonight.
I think that's their goal. It was a perfect night to do it. Fans are getting tired of giving that last round of applause for the final out. That slide was a good one, boy.
One and two, and the fans all on their feet right now. In the left center. And the game continues. Flag down by Marlon Byrd. He'll spin and get it in.
Ibar's having a good game. He's got a triple, a home run, and a double.
How about being
his last 3 at bats?
He's missing the easiest part of the cycle. He's missing the single.
That was a pretty good pitch that he hit right there, too. Take a look at this slider. Barely a strike, if it is a strike. Pretty nice hitting right there. Angels have 13 hits. They've swung the bats well tonight. Rangers have done a good job to keep them with only 3 runs at this point. But they have swung the bats well.
Turning 3 double plays has been a big deal tonight.
3 double plays, a pickoff at first base, and someone thrown out at the plate. That's a strike.
Yeah, that was a strike.
All the way in the strike zone.
Going to make him swing the bat. All right. 1-1. Rangers about to make it 5 straight wins, 11 out of 13, and 15 out of 20. One more strike is needed. A fly ball in left center field. Long run, and Hamilton's got to play it off the wall. 2 runs are going to score, and Holland just can't get that last out. The bullpen for now is quiet. 3 straight 2-out hits for the Angels.
That got a lot of the plate right there. You can throw it as hard as you want, but right down the middle of the plate, and veteran hitters like Bobby Abreu are going to put that ball in play with some authority.
And now you're starting to appreciate that 2-run homer that Hamilton hit. Make you breathe a little bit easier. Darren O'Day getting ready. Former Angel.
Well, the Angels had a 1-2-3 first, but since that time there has not been a real easy inning. And multiple men on base almost every inning.
Strike 1 at Torrey Hunter. The Rangers with a 2-run first and a 4-run third opened up a 6-0 lead tonight. Now 10-5.
And Derek got 2 quick outs. Ground ball that pop up to left field. And 3 straight hits. Single and a couple of doubles here in the 9th inning. Fans having to wait, get that last out.
Not the command we've been treated to necessarily tonight.
I still think Derek's thrown 5 pitches in the strike zone that have been called balls in 3 innings.
Well, they're making him earn it. Wow, another close one, but
that had to be at the bottom part of the strike zone. That's a strike. Take a look at it. Looks low where he caught it, but that ball's all the way in the strike zone. Weird pitch after pitch.
And that one gets away. So just looking for that finishing pitch. Suddenly the Rangers in a situation where the game is not a sealed deal. Well, the Rangers would certainly love to see Holland get that first save, not have to go to Darren O'Day. Ron Washington's coming out. That's too bad. Derek Holland had an opportunity to close it on down, but it's going to be Darren O'Day, it would appear. In a 10-5 game, the Angels have out-hit the Rangers 14-10. Still just the 1 out left to get. And we'll come right back and see if the Rangers can do it. Place for the Rangers, the only site with the Fan Protect guarantee. Go to TexasRangers.com and choose StubHub from the tickets menu. Well, this one seemed to be over. Signed, sealed, and delivered, so to speak. But Derek Holland just could not get that last out. Was getting squeezed, it appeared. Trying to get those strikes called. Darren O'Day will be called on now. The former Angel to face Kendry Morales. Runners at the corners. 2 down. 9th inning, 10-5 Texas.
Good numbers for Darren, too. A strikeout an inning, only 1 walk. He's had some quality outings for the Rangers. It's a nice acquisition.
Runner goes from first to second, and they won't challenge Torrey Hunter. That's defensive indifference. Well, the fans all hanging around. They want to stay for the fireworks show. That one's up and in. Tomorrow, a 3:10 first pitch with Vicente Padilla on the mound for the Rangers. He's been unbelievable in this month of May. A fly ball to center field. Josh Hamilton going back, still going. This ball is on the hill, and the Angels are back to within 10-8. How about that? The tying man is going to move on deck. This is all with 2 out and nobody on. The Angels score 5 times in the 9th inning. Lefty's got a better look at O'Day with that drop-down style. And Kendry Morales punches one out of here. Another home run hitter coming up, Mike Napoli. Battery mate of Darren O'Day's last year.
Oh, pretty impressive 2-out rally right here.
Well, you bet. And all those fans that were standing, most of them now are sitting down. Getting a little nervous. And getting a little agitated with the strike zone, too. 2-0.
Definitely a hitter's strike zone.
That's a strike, 2-1. Oh, here we were talking earlier, Tag, about how nice it is not to have any 9th inning drama. And suddenly there is some again.
I'd like to end it personally.
Getting close. Back out of play. Talk about not going gently into that good night. Suddenly the Josh Hamilton upper deck home run is a difference in the game.
That's right.
It's like watching a slasher movie. You think you've killed the villain, you got the pitchfork in him, and he just keeps rising back up. All right, one last body blow here. Darren O'Day is ready. Fly ball right center field. The tying man will come to the plate. This is something. And a longtime Ranger nemesis, Juan Rivera, will be the batter. Even if the Angels don't come all the way back, they have really salvaged something psychologically here tonight. C.J. Wilson is ready in the bullpen. Does Ron Washington go and get the lefty to face the righty? Yeah, because C.J. is the closer tonight. Here we go. With the tying man about to bat. And we're back after this. Here in the ninth inning, and then the Angels just went crazy. Single, double, double, walk, homer, single. C.J. Wilson is summoned for a save. And Juan Rivera, power hitting right-hand batter. With Frankie Francisco unavailable tonight. 10-8 with 5 runs in the top of the ninth. And the incredible shrinking strike zone continues.
It is a shrinking strike zone, boy. That one looked a little bit out of the strike zone, but Derek Holland had a bunch that weren't. Yeah, he went from one pitch away from Derek Holland having a fairly easy 3-inning save in a 10-3 game to now actually having the closer in trying to get a save.
And it goes to 2-0. Got a hitter's count. And a guy that feasts on fastballs up there, Juan Rivera. Well, the mood has gone from festive to dark. Chop ball, foul.
Now, the Angel hitters have had a lot of good at-bats in this game, boy. They have battled the whole ball game. They've had multiple men on base almost every inning. Especially since the fifth. Since the fifth they have.
Up too high. On a night when everything was going just perfectly. Suddenly some real nervous times. The tying man to first base. The go-ahead man to the plate. Seven straight two-out base runners for the Angels. And Reggie Willits will now come on as a pinch runner at first. That would be your game-tying man right there, and that's the fastest guy they can bring in off the bench. Howie Kendrick will be the batter. Guy that loves swinging at the first pitch, a guy that hits a lot of line drives. And Kendrick 3 of 6 lifetime against C.J. Wilson. Did he go? No.
Good call. He definitely held up. Started his swing, but he kept the head of the bat back. Boy, I've never seen a tougher route to get than this one.
Down to their last strike several times were the Angels. Kinsler with a backhand to save the game. Ball game's over.
That was not an easy play either. That took a tricky hop. He had to backhand it, throw it backwards to Elvis. It took a lot longer than you'd like to see, but the Rangers eke out a 10-8 win. 16 hits for the Angels, but it wasn't enough tonight.
Kinsler did it all tonight. This thing skids off the mound. That's a do-or-die